the enthusiasm, at least I see in terms of publicity, is great. And it's not easy for you to sit on the other side. You're all teachers, right? Can you hear? All of you hear me? Teacher sitting on the other side is difficult. You always like to be this side, but you will be tested. I will make sure, one of the Nobel laureate, I will make it very light so that you don't feel. I make sure that nobody sleeps. So one of the Nobel laureate was here was in Indian Institute of Science. So he started with a statement that my talk consists of 3 parts. Part 1, all of you understand. Part 2, some of you understand. Part 3, none of you understand. Because Nobel laureate, when they go very high technical, because it's a general crowd. So, but I make sure that all the 3 parts, all of you understand. That is my first promise. So you must heard about outcome-based education, right? Let me find out from you, what is output, what is outcome? Are they same or are they different? According to you. Then that become a starting point for me to, put you in the perspective. What is output? Whatever example you want to give, you can tell me what is output, what is outcome. Broader is outcome. Specific is output. I see. Okay. So anybody differs? Okay. Focused, achievable, measurable. Very good. Any other definitions? Say all your students pass the exam can be output, 100% result. But they have done with a distinction, that is called outcome. All of them got a job is output, but they got good job, high profile job, that is called outcome. So outcome and output in your terms, broad or specific. Outcome is more specific, measurable. Output is very broad. Like you have vision. What is vision? What is the vision of LNMI? IT? That you should know. I don't know. You should be displayed everywhere and it should have been known. Then only you go to reach towards that. So you don't know. Vision is a broadest statement. I want to be in the top 10 in the country can be or I want to give high quality technical education. Whatever you think that you write, very, very specific, very short one is focused one is vision, broadest. How do you achieve the vision? Through mission, by good teaching, by good research, by good industry interaction, by good scaling. So whatever you write is a mission. Mission is to reach vision. So how do we reach the vision of the or I will put this quiz question to all of you. You think and then answer. If you want to learn new things, meaningfully and innovatively, and your ideas to incubate, and in today's technology, where do you go? You got all my ingredients. Learning new things, meaningfully, innovatively, with good ideas, and today's technological era. Where do you go? Any answer? No. If you want to get all these, where do you go? Internet. Okay. Then library. Then I say you go to LNMIIT. L for learning, N for new, M for Meaningful, I for innovative, another I for incubate, and T for technology. So you should go to LNMIT, we should say. I mean, in a later way. It's a meaningful also. So that's what I'm trying to say. So today's word is all learner, learning. So those days have gone where teacher used to teach whatever he wants, and then you can set whatever the question paper, you memorize and get your first rank. That is no more. It is too student centric. Student is a learner. So that's why learner outcome, student outcome, program outcome. So therefore, that is meaningful. If you have a course, why do you teach that course? You should know. That is called objective of the course. If I don't know the objective, then I will not get the outcome. So that is the philosophy of in the nutshell, outcome-based education. Okay, so what all we speak now is based on that. So all of you are practicing outcome-based education? Yes or no? So see, MBBS is not a doctor. After practicing only, he becomes a doctor. BTech, everyone we call engineers in the country, but BTech is not. Unless you go to a field, work, then you won't become an engineer. So therefore, outcome-based education also, you have to swim. You learn something in first year, something in second year. So everything cannot be learned in one semester. I taught a course, I know how to write the course outcome, how to attain. All these things will come over the time. That's why accreditation, what is accreditation? Because your workshop is about, I will just give a brief on OBE. The second part of it is accreditation. So therefore, what is accreditation according to you? Certification, benchmarking. Who does that? Some agency. Who is the agency in India? NBA, National Board of Accreditation. So accreditation is to benchmark. That means you are recognized. So that if you want to recognize, as I was telling, if you want to reach a vision, you need mission, good teaching, good learning, good research, good. So therefore, even to measure some parameter, because institution, if they have to say it is accredited, they have to have parameters, isn't it? So therefore, those parameters are defined, and that parameter is what they call it as SAR. What is SAR? You yourself should assess whether I am doing outcome-based education, whether I am doing what are they. So all those things, if you can do, then a committee will come and authenticate. Yes, your teaching, learning, your research. There are so many parameters which as we go along, we understand all those things. So therefore, don't get scared. Outcome-based education is something very, very. It was there. In fact, outcome-based education in India was there long ago. You must have heard about Nalanda University in Bihar. Foreign student used to come. Now today, internationalization, foreign student here, we go to foreign. All the other country students are coming to India. That is, Takshashila, Nalanda, that is where our education system in India is so deep rooted. So it's a good, country. But unfortunately, today the learning has become where LKG should carry 1 kg book, UKG should carry 2 kg, first standard should carry 3 kg. That was the issue. So what we dump in is not important. That's why as I go along in the next 2-3 sessions, you will understand students should be made learn self. You have a element. What is LN? That is normal. But I defined one more. If you want to learn, if you want new things to learn, if you want to learn meaningfully, if you want to be innovative, if you want to incubate your idea, and in today's technological, go to LNMIIT. That is what that's what you should preach your students also. You come here for these things, smartness. So I was talking about where I was. I will make it very, very interactive. So how to? So if you dump so much, if you go to America, M-Tech is only done 3 days. Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 3 hours. Ours, our students should sit 25 hours. Our faculty should work 24/7. That is what we think we learn by that. That learning is something different. Whether they learnt or not, assessment is something else. It's like a triangle. So that is what we are going to learn today. So we have some, okay. So accreditation is absolute. Each institutions will be accredited depending upon the parameters that set in where how you are going. So what is then relative? Ranking. You must have heard about NIRF ranking, QS ranking. Ranking is to compare, but accreditation is not comparison. Accreditation is done in absolute term with the parameter. So you need dedicated faculty. What is dedicated faculty according to you? What is dedication? Committed. What is committed? Okay, I will ask you one small quiz question. I will make two statements. You have to raise your hands, either for this or for that. None of the above doesn't work. Because we got MCQ. A, B, C, D is none of the above. That is not a good question paper. I know. Yeah, so therefore, the question, you just listen to my statement and then think over and answer. I have become a teacher is my statement. How many of you raise your hands if you think my statement is right? I have become a teacher. How many of you raise your hands? 1, 2. Don't get prompted by others. Spontaneous. Give him a big hand. I should have bring one chocolate. So unless you know the second statement, I cannot. Please tell the second statement you should say. The second statement is, I am a teacher. Now, how many of you raise your hand for a statement, I am a teacher? No, whatever. Yeah. No. First and second, you decide. How many of you are a teacher? How many have become a teacher is the problem. So now you have to raise. You cannot be neutral. It's not a parliament. Nota is not there. You have to vote. So I am a teacher. Raise your hands. Stop. I have become a teacher. Yeah, but some are neutral. There is nothing third like, So there is a difference. I am a teacher means a teacher, first option. I tried everywhere. I did not get any job. I came and become a teacher. So that is, even if you do that, then try to become a, you should say all of you, I am a teacher. That is what is meaningful. Because the teacher is a noble profession. Everyone is created by a teacher. Be it a politician, lawmaker, or doctor, or engineer, or farmer, anyone. Everyone, teacher is ultimately the one who creates the thing. So, yeah.
One is that we say that we are things. So many people that it is very difficult to for that taking that concept. I'm saying I have become a teacher.
Nothing wrong. Becoming a teacher is also good. But one day you say, I am a teacher, you should say. In the later way said, I tried everywhere and, that is happening. I don't want to name, teacher, wherever I go to IIT, NIT, when I address the student, how many of you want to become a teacher? None of them raise their hand. Either they have troubled the teacher or they don't want to take that. Teaching is not easy, per se, pedagogy. Just to put you in the upfront, in the beginning itself, I give an analogy. All of you know Einstein? Huh? All of you know E equal to mc square? Say yes or no? Because if you say yes, in India, is there. If you go to other country, this is yes in some other country. So no, don't nod. So E equal to mc square is energy, m mass, c velocity of light. Now I will give a challenge to all of you. You have to teach E equal to mc square to LKG student. How many of you can teach? You try. Others don't even try. No, you should teach. That is called pedagogy. Pedagogy means you should pediatric, you must have heard, no? For child, you should do that. Einstein does it. Einstein, today, children, I told you to learn all the alphabets. How many are there? 26. Which is the fifth alphabet? E. What is E? Energy. Where do you get energy from? Another alphabet called M. What is M? Milk. Drink milk, you get energy. That is not sufficient. Another third letter, alphabet C. C is nothing but chocolate. Eat chocolate, square, they don't understand. Eat lot of chocolates. Drink milk, you get it. That is called pedagogy. Then all the children of LKG understood E equal to MC square. That is how a teacher is groomed. That is called outcome-based education, according to me. So that is a challenging. If I give now today, first day also you must have heard the OBE. Second day also you, third day, but today also but each one, perception of each one will be different. I give the same topic to 10 teachers, they will teach differently. So I'm a fond of story. One more story with the permission I will tell, and then hypothetical story. So LNMIT invited 5 greatest scientists. So who they are? Aristotle, Newton, Einstein, Heisenberg, Pauli. So there was a conference here in Jaipur, in some of the hotel. After the conference, there was a dinner. Before dinner, there was time, they were walking around in Jaipur. Journalist caught them and then they want to interview. Journalist is always interesting character. They have spontaneous questions. So one journalist saw a chicken was crossing the road. Could be anything in India, anywhere, even in highways. So he asked Aristotle, why chicken is crossing the road? Aristotle said, that is the nature of the chicken. His research is all about nature, understanding the nature. But the same question was asked to Newton. Newton said, if chicken is at rest, it will be at rest. If chicken is moving with velocity, then he started deriving acceleration F equal to ma, force equal to mass into. So beauty is, question is same, but each one is answering differently. So the third turn was our Einstein. Einstein said, I don't know whether chicken has crossed the road or road crossed beneath the chicken, depends on frame of reference, fixed frame, moving frame, theory of relativity. His wife asked one day, you talk about the relativity, nobody understands, why are you doing so much of research? He says, I will explain to you relativity. He asked his wife to bring a cup of milk. He takes 1 air and put into milk. 1 air in the milk is too less. And many airs and in the head is too much. Like that, relativity explains so beautifully. This is called concepts. Concepts, if you can explain, then everything. So then the fourth person was Heisenberg. Heisenberg is a great quantum physicist. He said, chicken was moving with a very high velocity, I could not measure accurately. Uncertainty principle. No two parameters can be measured accurately. So the last choice was Pauli. He's a great man who got 2 Nobel Prize. One is physics, one is chemistry. No, chicken has not crossed the road. There is already a chicken on the other side. So chemist knows no 2 electrons can occupy the same energy state. Pauli is mutual exclusion. So what I'm trying to say is we should think differently. Whether it is teaching or research or innovation or whatever the way, whatever we do, if we can think differently, then this outcome-based education follows. So that is called teachers' pedagogy. So I was just mentioning, there is a NITTTR created in India, National Institute for Teachers Training, Chandigarh, Bhopal, Chennai, Kolkata. They have made a beautiful module, 15 hours of pedagogy, 15 hours of assessment. Then like that, 8 modules, even for senior professors, leadership, capacity development. All those modules, they're all online. You can go through so that you know how to teach. Not that you don't know, but there are different ways of teaching. You know, those things you can learn, not to pass the exam, just learn so that it becomes a part of the outcome-based education. Okay. So motivated teachers are there in LNMIT, definitely, because you're all top students you're getting. Teaching is easy or difficult? Hmm? Mixed. No, teaching student, bright student is easy or difficult? It's a relative term. No, mixed class is difficult because if if someone, oh, this is so primitive, what this teacher is trying. I mean, all bright student is easy, but sometimes bright student teaching is also difficult. They know better than us. It's another. Yeah, this is good so that we can, and management, and so some of them I skip, so don't have to worry about it. So what is engineering according to you? An engineer, because this being an engineering institution, engineer has got 4 important role to play. One is engineer. Why do we do engineering? It is for learning. Any education that you do is for learning. That is the first purpose, any degree. So, but engineering is beyond learning. What we call it as practice, doing. Today, if you go to Germany, the curriculum design, you can see they spend more time on the lab. I was in Berlin and 2 students were in the lab. Like a fool Indian, I asked why only 2 others are absent. They laughed at it. In Germany, the student can take 12 experiment wherever he wants, whichever the professor lab. That is called learning. Here in India, first week, this experiment. Second week, this experiment. We fix it. Monday, idli vada. Tuesday, dosa. The menu fixing is done. That is not there. They can do, and they have their curriculum 60-70% is hands-on, vocational. They go to internship. Our internship is go and get a certificate, get the marks is our internship. But internship has a different connotation. So therefore, learning is what we should encourage. Each class can be a project. Each subject can be a project. If you go to management, they say capstone project. They do at the end. And again, each one they call cornerstone project. I have a course at the end. We think student can be assessed only test 1, test 2, assignment, and so on, which I will talk as I go along. There are many methods you can adapt to assess the student. Assessment is a wonderful concept where, a teacher in America doesn't do anything but he will assess. He spends 20 minutes for each student at the end of the 4 months and assess. That is called assessment. Assessment is a very so engineering is learning, practice, self-esteem. It should be say I am a proud alumni of LNMIT. And finally, engineer should be society. Sir Sivi, a great man like Sir Amisheshwaraya. You must have heard, he did so much as a civil engineering in the country. So therefore, we should give back to the society whatever the way we think that we should. Now the project concept, what we talk project concept came in 1950. All of you are electronics. There is a gun diode. That is the invention of the BTech students. They are more smart. They invented in Japan. So therefore, what I'm trying to say is, the project is to learn something. Whatever we, in the class, they have to convert them into project. That is called project. They have to conceive the problem. If they take work on that, it becomes a project. A project will become a product. A product will become a patent. If not patent, good publication. So this is a mantra of 5P. What is first P? Work on some problem. Research or teaching or tech project. So problem, if some good works are, next same, you continue. What is happening in India is project, they do, they throw it, they don't even showcase. So it should be a continuous continuity. Next set of students will be given from there where they left. So that you can think of intellectual property, So that concept you should also. So the the ideas are important. Astronaut, when they went, they took a pen. Pen, does it write in the space? No, because of gravity, it won't. So then, they asked to get an idea. Nobody gave, but a student from first standard, he gave an idea. Ask the astronaut to throw the pen and ask them to take the pencil. Pencil can write. So that is, that is what we call is an idea. Idea, in India, jugaad, you must have heard. Jugaad, thousands of good innovative things happens in this jugaad. You find in your own agriculture or wherever you are there in India, that is called innovation. We don't do big innovation, but people at agriculture, in the rural area, they think of doing so many. So, all the teachers should have, according to me, three important qualities: humor, humility, and humanism. Should a teacher should have it or not? Should they have it or not? So, if you keep smiling, you can make other. If you smile, you don't have to go to doctor. You don't have to even buy an apple and eat. So therefore, you keep smiling, make others smile. If you smile, then you're a cranky chap. You should make others to smile. And humility, humility is giving credit to others. No, I have done everything. And all that is not. Like today, plagiarism. If someone doesn't work, if you put his name, is a plagiarism. If someone contributes, don't put his name, is also plagiarism. Cut and paste is not just plagiarism. If you don't give credit to those who have contributed, is plagiarism. That is the context. So therefore, what we should be doing is we must make sure we give credit for those. Students' names are put first. Why? Because they contribute. But there are other school of thinking. No, I gave the idea, therefore my name is first. A teacher always puts his name at the end. Conventionally, there are variations, but why? Because the student works. Student are the, so the humility, humanism is a great, is not easy to. All of you heard about Curie? So there is a scientist, Saltin, was working in his lab. They were working radioactivity where, big elements, they break. Uranium, you can break and get energy. Small element can be fused. Fission and fusion, we have Baba Atomic Research Center. We have also in, Madras, Kalpakam. So this energy can be generated. So they were working on this chain reaction and it got fired lab. There are 6 research students working in the lab. And the Saltin is around 50-55 years old. He threw all of them out, fights the whole day and dies in the lab. That is called humanism. I don't think we can be that great. We want to save ourselves first and then, but that kind of, at least humanism means, give whatever the bit that we can when they are in trouble, students. So those qualities are extremely important. Okay, so I'll skip and then I'll come back if required. See, last 2 words. C.V. Raman, all of you know. So what did he get? 1930, first Asian to have got a Nobel Prize in physics. So his student said, no, he was the first director of Indian Institute of Science, Indian director. Otherwise, Britishers were there in 1933. Later, he started Raman Research Institute nearby. And one, 2 stories of Raman and then stop and then today I will get into business. One is his student said, I can't do research in India. Then C.V. Raman said, why? Sir, I have just an example he gives. I have an X-ray which is power of 1 kilowatt. My results are not accepted in journal. America has got, no Americans here? I'm safe. 10 kilowatt of X-ray, their papers are get published. Then C.V. Raman, after a while, he says, what you say is true. But unfortunately, or fortunately, Americans have got 10 kilowatt of X-ray, 1 kilowatt of brain. Whereas Indians have got 1 kilowatt of X-ray and 10 kilowatt of brain. Use your brain and do research. These are the inspirational words of our great people. And the second is Sir Raman wanted to take research assistant. Thousands of applications, shortlisted, Fiverr call, and he interviewed all of them and selected 3 because he wanted only 3. But then, at the end of the day, C.V. Raman was going out of the car. He saw a fellow who attended the interview walking dejectedly. He stopped him. Why you are going dejectedly? Is it because you have not got selected? He says, no, sir. I was given a TADA. 10 paisa more was given. I wanted to return. I went to the office. Nobody was there. I don't know how to return that money. Sir C.V. Raman said, would you like to come tomorrow if you are around in Bangalore? Who doesn't like to go and see him again? So he went, called and settled the account, and he offers, if you are interested, you can join me as a 4th student. He joins. And finally, he became a Nobel laureate. Who is that? Yes, Chandrasekhar, Chicago Chandrasekhar, astrophysicist, very, mass. So the moral of the story is honesty. That he wanted to return 10 paisa, you could meet him again, he got the admission, he went abroad. So that is called ethics. We write ethics without even knowing. So honesty is what makes things. But for his honesty, he would not have become a Nobel laureate also. Who knows? So, I mean, he would have become double Nobel laureate. That's a different question. But it has, that is the kind of a thing that all we should get into. This I have told already. Let's start. Okay, just for curiosity, what you want to be? You can just watch that. Great. Who is great doctor? Who is great teacher? Written. What you want to be? You want to be a good teacher or a great teacher? What is great teacher? Who understand the student and teach. That is outcome-based education. I don't know whether it is reaching them. If I keep on, I have 10 hours. I have to finish the class. Then great teacher should understand. Einsteins and all, they never used to teach, but they used to make. So as I told, the accreditation, now I don't know. Fortunately, you are not gone for accreditation, LNMIT. So now anyway, you ventured into in 2025, which is part, any recognition you may be doing, but accreditation is also important by recognition. So you are going for that, and it is a quality assurance, as I was. So you have to excel. What is excellence according to you? When do we say we excel? In India, we have habit. Center of excellence in mechanical engineering, center of excellence in electronics. We write. Whether really, that has become a habit. Even in any college you go for accreditation, they write center of excellence. Without even knowing or understanding what is center of excellence. Center of excellence is something where you yourself should say, I'm different from all the things, and then created some facility, created some new thinking, created some new, that is called excellence. So excellence in teaching, excellence in research, excellence in whatever you do, then you have to benchmark yourself. Whether I am, NBA looks at it, student quality. So your benchmarking is anyway good. You get your IIT, JEE students, they're the top 2 lakhs or 1 lakh student out of 10 lakhs who writes, whatever, that you ensure anyway, there's not a problem. But what is the problem with this? Why do we do? A question will be asked, why do we require? All of you will ask your management, why should we go? We are known everywhere. No. We should know is, parents should know whether this college. How do they know? They will go through whether the college is accredited, where their ranking is, because that is the yardstick for them. So therefore, accreditation is not for us. Accreditation is for the public, parents, other stakeholders. We say, what are the other stakeholders? Student, if they want to choose institute, how will they choose? Or your children want to study, how do they choose? So student also need to know information about this. So therefore, the accreditation becomes a point of content. So accreditation, ranking, whether even if you don't want, you have to do it for the sake of the society and employer. Finally, employer is the one who go to suppose there are 3,000 college. Where will you go? Go to a place where, even salaries are differential. If they go to IIT, they pick somebody. Triple IT, they secure. So therefore, the quality is ensures the academic. So be it employer or a parents or a student or a public or all stakeholders will get a meaningful inputs through the accreditation. So therefore, accreditation becomes very, very important. So today's outcome-based education speaks on three words. One is K, S, A. K is knowledge. S is skill. A is attitude. Those, soft skill we talk, communication skill, managerial skill, technical skill, how to work in a team, how to work individually. These are all the skill sets. That skill set is what is required for an employee. So all these things should come through your teaching, a lab or an internship or a seminar or a project. Whatever capsule that we do, we call it as a curriculum. Curriculum should ensure that all these things are ingredients are embedded. So therefore, outcome-based education is based on knowledge, skill, and attitude. That is the philosophy of the outcome-based education. So therefore, any country which is developed, now the story goes like this, we have become, have you heard about Washington Accord? So earlier it was teacher-centric. We are moving to student-centric. So the first country, they had many meetings, of which the last meeting was held in Washington, like Longavan Accord, where we started a Santa Longavan Institute. Accord, Rajiv Gandhi Accord, where in Assam. So a place where this meeting was held, that is why the Washington Accord. Washington Accord, they made a very important decision that the education that we part, the learner should be learner-centric or student-centric. So that is where this outcome-based education, and there are 18 countries in the world today, they have Washington Accord signatories. What does it mean? A student who pass out from the institution or university which has got accreditation through outcome-based education is recognized everywhere. An Indian student with MTech, if he goes to USA earlier, he was asked to do MS. But today, any place where you have the accredited tag, a student is treated at par. So what does it mean? An institution is benchmarked. Our students can go directly to PhD, direct. So that is the advantage of the accreditation. If someone says why, you should do not for us, not for management, but for the student. Student who studied, now any admission in America or any other 18 country, Australia, Singapore, Germany, they will see where this institution is accredited or not. Today, fortunately, where you are in the NF ranking, we will give you fund if you are in top 100. Although, you may not like, but otherwise your chances of getting the funding also from the, now because Anusandhan, ANRF now, 1st April onwards, there is only one point of contact. No DBT, no DST, no. Now they will call Anusandhan National Research Foundation, 10,000 crore per year, next 5 years, 50,000 crore from industry, they pooled, where you have to compete with your peers. Earlier, college could not have competed with ISC and getting. Now, tier 1, multi-educational research, tier 2, research university, teaching university. Where we are today, LNMIIT. 2, you are a research university. You cannot, be a teaching university like other. So then you should, in next 10 years, you should go to a multi-educational research university. You cannot end up only with computer and electronics. Even IAC has done medical. So why? Universities where you have science, arts, commerce, liberal art, but now, one college has become university. So India has keep changing, like our dress codes. Bell-bottom pant, tight pant, whatever the way we used to wear. So it is a cycle. So we have to change ourselves. So therefore, I hope I made it point very clear. Accreditation Don't think it is for management. Don't think it is for ourselves. Don't think it is from the point of view of the students, because they will be recognized in the 18 countries in the world. Yes, please.
So, in scenario, but then IITs, IIC tools are not that was, they have not gone. They are not following. So, but still, US and other countries are considering to any kind of they are allowed. So they have already proven it. So why then this enforcement of Washington hold on other institutions?
Nobody is enforcing. Nobody is enforcing. You have to do, I said just now, for the benefit of your student, you have to do. That's all. Our stakeholders are student. Our student will be loser. Our student will not get university admission. Therefore, we should do. No one will force the accreditation. IITs, Institute of Eminence, they have achieved either by faculty hiring, quality, these things. IIT, there is no, a teacher decides what to teach, a teacher decides what to grade, they are different. Institute of Eminence. So even ministry is asking IIT to do, because now there are 23 IIT. It is not Madras, Kanpur, now the IITs have gone, IIMs have gone, every state one university, every district one university. So now number game, na? See, no one forces anyone. I repeat, we have to decide ourselves. Why should we decide? Because our students should not lose the chance. Otherwise, after master year, they have to do master again there. One example that I gave. Here, we are now moving towards a BTech student can go for PhD. A brightest student, we are also changing, which was their BS program in America. And so why, we are just blankly, we don't have to follow ABET. There is an agency called ABET. We ourselves can modify that the way we want. They won't say you follow only ours. ABET again, is a different body, like a NBA, their American Education Board of. So they have, but we don't follow exactly what they do. But philosophically, it should be student-centered. That, we should take it in the right spirit that way. Okay? No force. Even attending my class today is also no force. In the lighter way. So, two things happens, quality and quantity. Which one you prefer? See, quantity and quality are enemies. If the number goes up, naturally quality will go down. That's the problem. So if you want to ensure, at least you are in the right platform. You are very limited. You go to another institution, 30,000 students, 50,000 teacher doesn't know. Nobody knows. At the end of 4 years, they will go like a COVID. They have not even got to college, they got their degree. No, I'm not joking. M.Tech degrees were given without even entering to the institution. So they're all great graduates. So therefore, COVID means what? It's a virus which came, but according to me, COVID, COVID, if you can think of differently, create opportunity for victory in disaster. No, there are many good things have happened. Today, about 30, 40 are listening my talk. Viva can be conducted, meetings can be, there are many plus points, but teacher cannot be replaced with your AR, VR or virtual university, virtual teaching. Can you eat food virtually? Then, so virtual you should augment, not, I will learn everything in net. Not learn. Teacher is a teacher. Teacher is a mentor. Teacher is a mentor. Mentor is a friend. Friend is a philosopher. Philosopher is a guide. That's why mentoring is a very, very, very noble profession. You are proud. My student is here. Don't we say that? So that is, when I saw in the list, one of them sent me a message. The second person is my student. Proudly wrote to me, our director of the MANIT. So that is the. Don't you feel that your students, if they are doing well, you. Other way also, I don't know. If you take care of them, they will also like you. If you don't know, I don't know who that teacher is. I never attended his class, you should not say. That also is. So the second one is, what do we know from accreditation? This is important for you. Our strength will be known. because somebody comes and then assess. Accreditation is an academic audit in real term, not to pass or fail. You will pass. Pass fail is not the. So when a committee comes, you will get a lot of inputs. So what are your strengths? What are your weakness? What are your opportunities? What are your so therefore SWAC analysis we call it. We don't do ourselves, but we're supposed to do what is our strength, of the program of the university. So that kind of thing will make you to write the vision. We want to be in the next 10 years. Vision we write and keep it for 50 years. That's also not a vision. Vision we revisit once in 10 years. That is OBE. So that, what vision we had in 2000 may not exist today. That IT, all the things have changed now. So therefore, vision also should be relooked at it. Mission also will accordingly will change. And then your educational object that you define also can be looked at once in 4 years or 5 years. And program outcome. So broadest statement that we had, broader statement mission, broad is your POs, then POs are measurable, COs are much more specific. So therefore, this is like a your angle or so therefore cone top is on the high. So then resources, you can plan your resources and you can go to agency. Suppose there are 10 applications, you are not accredited. Now clearly they write accredited, not accredited, 10,000 application, not accredited. Even if you are at top of the hill, they will remove, because ACT, the many funding based on some parameters. You are accredited or in NF ranking. So therefore, your funding also depends on the accreditation. So from the point of view of that, from student point of view, accreditation is necessary. So therefore, accreditation also will teach you innovative pedagogy I was talking. So innovative teaching. Every year that you teach, don't you improve? See, accreditation is not just preparing one CO, PO, map it and keep it and then get your accreditation. Accreditation normally, what we do in India is not correct. Accreditation is you should practice, you acquire a committee. In ABET also they do very nicely. 18 months they take. Put your SAR, go to 3 referees, they will go through, give the observation. 6 months time they give you to comply, then they come and visit. That is accreditation. Here in 2 days, everything will happen. Documentation. India, more the merrier. Big files you keep, you get your accreditation. Big information, spurious information, wrong information. So what is important is you yourself should, self-assessment report means your marks should not be given. Unfortunately, we say 75. Marks is killing the India. Marks should never be given. Accredited, not accredited. 700, your NAC today you must be hearing. They got 3.79 A++, 3.67 A++. This is what is accreditation process is being diluted. You are accredited. Why not? That means you have reached the benchmark. Have a strict benchmark, and then you know that mentoring, other institutions in the other part, they will have a mentor for 3 years, prepare and then apply. Here nothing is required. Every one of us are mentors. That's the problem. So you put a benchmark and above that is accredited, below this not accredited. Give all the compliance, give 1 year, let them comply, then accredited. There are other methods. But you have to be serious in the process. Problem is our process are not. Our Indian process are documentation. Documentation is required, but we give overemphasis on documentation. Qualitative and quantitative we call it. Quantity, quality I was talking now. By what are we trying to prove is what is important. Finally, whether students are getting benefit. See, you ask any student, I am not, I hope I am not wrong. They don't even know what is OBE. Do you agree with me? Your student knows? Do we prepare them? When I interact with the student, they don't know anything. But you would have printed, it is there in the curriculum, you have written CO, what this Bloom taxonomy, everything we talk, but it doesn't percolate. Students should feel. What is unfortunately in India last 15 years, teachers one part, students they very poor. They are not getting the feel of outcome-based education. They should get, in fact. That's why I told in the morning, MBBS is not a doctor. You have to practice for 18 years. Lawyer, LLB is not a lawyer. BTech is not an engineer. What is the use? I mean, unless you practice, even let one bridge collapse, doesn't matter. Fail. What is fail? First opportunity to improve learning. Satellite, when we sent, they write sea launch vehicle. Permanently sea launch vehicle, PSLV. But today, there are 104 satellites with of which 96 USA were sent from Sriharikota. So failure is not an issue. Fail, you can, if by fail, you learn. If everything is all right, you don't learn. Give a challenging problem, group, individual, fast learner, slow learner. I mean, as we go along, maybe we learn. We need to do many things as an outcome-based education, not a routine. I covered my syllabus. No, audit they do. Have you covered 85%? You are great. Have you the result? Great. That is not the yardstick. The whole parameter should be changed. Our academic audits are not done. I mean, the way we are supposed to do. Okay. So, as I said, accreditation, the last two slides are important, where whether innovative teaching that you do, assessment you do, employer should know, society should know. That is the purpose of the accreditation. So that purpose, if we know, I think then we, and also accreditation is not to find fault. This is wrong, that is wrong. In fact, unfortunately, our assessor will say this is not correct. Assessor not supposed to talk. When we did in 2009, 3 institutions we identified: NIT Tiruchi, BMS College, Bangalore, and one more. 3 people came, one from Australia, one from Korea, another from Canada. They never opened their mouth. Observer. They were watching how we do accreditation, because they were supposed to give a report. So accreditation, in our accreditation, everything they talk. Our experts, they keep on talking 2 days rather than assessing them. We should not, assessor. Anybody is assessor here? Okay, good. So assessor, I did as a chairman of the committee. You should not, you give whatever the credit, you give, assess, but you should not tell this is good here, this is bad. You should not tell. It should be a part of the report. That should come later, and then they should comply. And accreditation, when you do next cycle, you should comply that. No, I don't know where the copy is. When you do a meeting, don't you do action taken report? Like the committee would have said strength, weakness, opportunity, and also some recommendation that should be complied in the next 3 years. And for that, the committee should give you a meaningful, doable, achievable thing, not generic. Your consultancy is poor. Is it a report? I mean, generic statement won't help. Accreditation should come out with a specific ground reality, because it's an absolute. Assessment is an absolute, where for that institution, they should write. But report writing is a very important thing, which in Germany, the assessors will not write the report. The trained engineers are there. They will go with the team. They make the report, because their legal cases are there in Germany. Otherwise, they go to court. Why I am not? So what I'm saying is, report writing is a very challenging job, which we do very in a loose end. That is not a, even if a thesis report, if you write, you should write. It should reflect that you have gone through. It reflects, you say in a 4 line, yeah, the work is good enough to give a PhD of LNMIT. Over. That's not a report. Report is critical. Give him a degree, but at the same time, in the way you tell where, what you went wrong, what could have been done. Nothing wrong. Degree will come for the foundation. Now, within PhD, everything is over in life. PhD is a starting point, foundation. What we do after PhD is what counts. So therefore, what we do after accreditation is important. So therefore, that's why you yourself can assess what are the gap. Don't we do the gap analysis before do the research? Otherwise, we can't even come out with the objective and problem statement. Same way, accreditation also, where are our gaps? That is what we should be doing. Okay. Okay. Now, yeah, please.
So that the accreditation will definitely just after the go to the field. So then how to measure that? Because every document, any documents are based on the 4-year degree, or what they are really doing, how we are teaching and how they are. Because in modern days, find many students going to different field. They are studying mechanical or civil. They are not going to that. So how do you judge and how do you ensure that the quality of the students who are passing out, they are really excelling the field after they graduates?
Very good question. So what, accreditation doesn't mean 4 years graduation. How they do is not beyond. In fact, the philosophy is after they graduate, 2 more years you have to track. There's a tracer study. World Bank says you have to track them. Your student, are we doing? No. Where he is, what job he is doing, is it learning what he has done? Is it, that kind of a mapping also should be done. Most of them, see what we do, accreditation, that day we sleep over, we get ready after 3 years, next accreditation. So what his point is very well taken, where, today is an engineers become a managerial. Engineers, they can do whatever they want. Core engineering people are there in bioinformatics, biology people are there. Fair enough. But are they using their knowledge, skill set that they got as an engineer doing? So that is why the best part of is to get the employer input. We have to track them. Are we doing? We have to track where they are, my students are. You have to have WhatsApp. Today WhatsApp groups are there. Earlier nothing was there. We don't know where they are. So you have to find out. Now jobs are changing. Cognitive. After 6 months, you will go to another job. So therefore, 2 years we should track them, and also get their input, correlate with what we have learned. But our questionnaires also very, very primitive. Is my student doing well there? Yes. Qualitatively, you ask 5 questions, and 10 or 20 people write. Our stakeholders, we have to do much more deeper, deep dive into that, and then should do. Otherwise, the purpose is correct.
Motivate the
Alumni is one, very important stakeholders. They are the one who tell to the student where the paths are, where the career is, what they should do, where they should do, what they should change. So what 4 years learning, they will not make them. They have to go beyond, as you said. So alumni should be mentor. Good institutions, what they have, alumni website, they say mentor mentee. One alumni will take 2-3 students, even first year. They will mentor them. They will give them good project. They will show them path. That should happen. That is called accreditation, best practice of the accreditation. Good. Okay, so let's get started. Intentionally I gave when she asked, in 2 minutes I replied. I think the first title that I gave was Philosophy of the Outcome-Based Education. I hope that I made all of you clear what is accreditation, why do we do, what are the things. Philosophically I told, I'm not even, this is broad. Now we'll go to deep dive. Okay, so what do you understand from this? Starting is very important. Starting, in the Olympic, if you want to win, if you even delay by point, not one, you lose your gold medal. So therefore, a good start. I'm sure you have started well. For those who have joined LNIT, I repeat, if any student in India wants to learn new thing, wants to learn meaningful, want to innovate, to incubate something in the technological field, he should join LNMIIT. All of you should remember what, not Mittal, that is the founders, but this is what you should propaganda. So, some slides I show, don't get Now, this is the philosophy of learning. If people say, what is meaning of learning? How do we learn? There is one school of learning is 85% by seeing we learn. Children's, this is apple, this is vegetable, child pedagogy. So by seeing we learn, the research says by seeing we learn 83%, by hearing, that is very important. We should interact. Hearing, smelling, touching, taste. But what is important is retention. Always, all parents would say, write, write, write. And in COVID, writing habit has gone. And WhatsApp completely changed. They forgot the English, forgot their mother tongue, forgot everything. They don't know what they write. All lipis they use. So what is important is by reading, we get 10% only. When you read something, what retains is only 10%. So what is by hearing? Suppose you are hearing me, you don't understand everything, only 20%. So by seeing 30%, by see and hearing 50, discussion, that is important. Discussion. That's why, you give project, give the group project, give the seminar, all those things is engineering. Class, today we don't have to teach, in fact. Our teaching methods would change in next 1 or 2 years. So finally, see, hear, do. So all the combination of all these things, the assignment that you give. Now we give one assignment, everybody can, I don't want to use the word copy, and then we give the same marks. Assignment, do they solve the problem? No. So we have to make a set group of people, give them assignment, fast learner, slow learner. Assignment is for them to learn. Finally, marking is, is not relative grading. Are you following relative grading or absolute grading? So that is what you should do. Absolute grade will not tell you I give a question paper which everybody can get 100, 100, 100. Is that a good question paper? I'm a very strict man. I write where nobody can answer the question paper. Is it a question paper? A question paper is one where 40, average student should get 40. The next is 50, 60. So you should have a normal distribution. Everybody getting 9 out of 10 CGPA skew distribution. Your student intake, if you take, are they all in that? No. That means my question paper setting is very, very important. I must set my question paper. See, I was in a GATE committee 1999, 2000. We moderate. After the exam is over, anybody can send their comments, teachers, public. So one of the parents sent a question saying that the question is wrong. I called 2 professors of the institute. They took 45 minutes to solve that and then say question is wrong. And student is expected to answer in 3 minutes. So a question paper is one where a paper setter should be able to answer in 2 hours. You expect the student to answer in 3 hours. Many of them know question paper. Exams you have seen. Just put some question bank. They don't even find out. See, the merit, good question paper creation is not an easy task. That is the student, quality of the faculty. So question paper should become very important. So therefore, this is how then the learning happens. So therefore, learning should be continuous. I know everything, I don't know anything. If someone claims, can I claim that I know everything? No one can. So therefore, learning always should be continuous and it should be purposeful. Why, a student, when I ask, why did you join this institute? Why are you doing BTech? What is your future? They should be able to tell that they are not. No, my father told me, my sister, cousin told this college is good, you join. That should not be the input that one should get to learn. And many, and the learning should stimulate, they should enjoy. When we eat good food, we enjoy. When we see good movie, we enjoy. When we see good cricket match where India wins against, maybe Australia, Pakistan, we enjoy. We should enjoy while studying also. If you enjoy while studying, then I think you have done it. So learning should be stimulating. And learning also should be, must result in the ability to perform. Students, if somebody knows C language to find out the area of the circle, is not a good programmer. He has to solve the complex problems. So that is how I think we should groom our students to learn. And learning should never get affected in emotion. No, I could not do my read well. My father who is well also, they make him die. Grandfathers, students said, why you are not come? My grandfather said. Next week, my grandfather. How many grandfathers you can have? So we should not, we make so many, one example I give, it may not be appropriate. 4 students in IIT, it's a real story. They were not prepared, and they said they did not attend the test. So he went to the teacher. So, we went for our sister marriage, and we went in a car tire got burst. So therefore we could not prepare. Then the teacher was a very smart, LNM IIT, smart guy. He said, no problem, I will give a retest. Student thinks retest is easy. So then 10 marks question, and 2 questions were given. Question 1, question 2. Question 1 is 1-line answer. Question 2 is multiple choice. 5 marks for this, 5 marks for that. If you answer first question 5, you get 10 out of 5. Second, 0. Total is 5. But the teacher is intelligent. You should answer both correctly, then you get marks. Got my point? Okay. So then he told 4 students to come at 11 o'clock. All the 4 were sent to 4 different rooms. So question paper was given. For first question, second question, all of them answered, given, valuation is done. So what was the first question? Did you go to marriage? They said yes, 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 yes. All of them get 5, 5, 5, 5, 5. The second question, multiple choice. A, front left tire got burst, or right. B, right tire, backside left, backside. All the 4 answers were different, because they never went to marriage, they never went to in the car, the car never got burst. So what I'm trying to say is that is called multiple choice question. Multiple selection question you must have in GRE, they put a question for which all 4 answers are right. 4 all can be wrong, 1 can be right. That is, otherwise MCQ gives 25% probability of getting your 25 marks. So MCQ question setting, people think it is easy. It is not. I can give a question in MCQ where they can spend 10 minutes and answer also. So that is the assessment, tools that we should be. Sorry, I share all these things so that since you are a teacher, we do all this. So what is teaching and instruction? If that has to be successful, we require this, isn't it? Objective of the course you write. Why I'm teaching, I should know, and I should tell the student, this is the purpose for which I am teaching the course. And what are the resource available? You give reference, textbook, etc., etc. Then learning environment. Do I do lab? I mean, whatever the way you think that you tell them in advance. And who requires to do this? Faculty. And who is responsible for all this? Faculty. I mean, we do as a faculty. So a real outcome-based education is one where a teacher should teach, teacher should set the question paper, teacher should evaluate, teacher should do. But in India, what happens is 1 lakh student, 38,000, somebody sets, somebody answers, somebody values, somebody announces the result. That is not outcome-based education. That is why in India, affiliation system is bad. If you go to America, all 3,000, all of them are university. Here, that's why tier 1, they say only university and autonomous should become tier 1. Tier 2 affiliated college, 1 university, Mumbai 600 college, and only 1 question paper. The person who taught is different, question paper setter is different. That is not outcome-based education. So faculty should do. Now we got thinking, there are 2 ways we can think. You can think low, think high. It doesn't mean your IQ is low or high. There are low level of thinking, low order thinking, we call it, that is routine, normal. And Higher order thinking is, putting little more creative. We call it creative. I can be creative. See, I am a teacher where, today a student can take 5 years question and then he can take a mark. That is not the. Do you give choice to the questions? Hmm? No, tell frankly, it doesn't matter. We'll correct if it is wrong. You should not give. Relative grading, why should you give choice? Because somebody gets out of 160, another, you among that 2 standard deviation you remove and then put normal distribution. So therefore, choice should not be given. The moment choice is given, the student will not read all the content. He knows I can read and still get full marks. So therefore, choice should never be given in a relative grading system. That's the point. But in our this or that, any question paper that we see in 50% answer. So therefore, students themselves, we make them not to learn. So idea is to make them learn. That is slow learner, fast learner. Do you identify? If so, how? Student who gets less mark is slow learner, more marks is fast learner. So you have to gauge them. What is low? What is high? What is the knowledge level? You have to group them. Peer mentoring, peer learning. You should make them. COVID, they were not learning, getting degree because there was no peer learning. Why do they come to the institution? For peer learning. They don't learn much in the class. They will learn outside. Discussion, sitting, So that is you have to create. So the peer learning is slow learner, fast learner. Mentoring you do, counseling you do. You are given 15 students, find out of the 15 who is fast learner, who is slow learner in your own parameter, and combine them. One fast learner, one slow learner, one medium. Give them some assignment where they learn each other, tutorial, so many ways by which you can make them learn. Idea in the outcome-based education, according to me, there is no failure. A student, when he joins after your JEE, why should he fail? Who is responsible for failure? We are also responsible. He will learn 40%, he will get 40%, F grade, A, D grade, B grade. Whatever the grade he gets is his choice. But is there any concept called failure? If there is a failure, we fail also in creating our objective, creating our curriculum, teaching the way we should be, and assessing them. I think we should again look at our question paper. I'll keep hopping on that. Question paper setting should become a part. Isn't it? So for which learning, there is a man, great man called Bloom, Benjamin, said learning happens in 3 domains: cognitive domain, psychomotor, and affirmative. And most of our science engineering comes under cognitive. So what he said, the cognitive method, where there are 6 levels by which we learn. What is the first level? Remember, understand, apply, analyze, evaluate, create. So the lower Bloom are lower, thinking. That means lower, some question like, just hypothetical. What is the capital of Rajasthan? I can give. Remember, he remembers and writes. But I can also make it complex. What are the capitals of 31 states of India? He has to remember much more. So remember level itself, you can. So therefore, I must have question paper also. We have a pattern. Unit 5 units. First unit is CO1, second unit is CO2. That is not correct. The topic, what he read, belongs to which. Am I finding out from student whether he learnt or not? So therefore, there should be a correlation. They must have been taught yesterday, before yesterday, with some few examples. So that is very important. So therefore, this is a story that I was telling. The process, it went the Berlin, and then finally, all these educationalists met, and they called as Washington Accord and so on. This I will leave it to you. You can. So this is what I was telling. Our OBE is knowledge, skill, and attitude. KSA. Anything that is theory, practical, seminar, internship, project, whatever the way you teach, they should finally lead to this. Just not knowledge. Knowledge alone will not take us anywhere. So learning, according to them, learner centric. That means learner outcomes are statements what learner is expected to know. Learner, who is a learner? Student. Student outcome or learner outcome or program outcome, what we call. So student, that is important. And to demonstrate after what he says, completion of the process of learning. The process of learning could be example, any module that you do, some purpose for which you teach. So that it should ensure. And now, in the next sessions, I will tell you that you should not teach everything. Are you teaching everything? I suppose so. Otherwise, you don't get salary. Then they will complain to the management that they have not. Now, but a new philosophy is, if you have 40 hours, you had a concept called LTP, lecture, tutorial, practical. Now the future is LTPS. Each subject, you should identify the topics which you don't teach. They should learn either from platforms, different platforms, MOOC platform, or by another thing. But you should assess them in that. That is the new philosophy, LTPS. Okay, the whole framework has changed now. 15 hours of teaching is equal to 1 credit, what we used to call. In the national framework, they have now modified. It is about 30, but of which you teach only 15. The rest is through other means that they should learn. That is called engineering. So therefore, engineering should have that kind of a focus. Now, what is the difference between aim? What is the difference between objective? Are they same? Goal, or I would put the other way. What is aim? What is goal? Are they same or different according to you? Goal, aim. Then why do, if they are same, why do we call one is goal, one is aim? Or I am playing, I win one match, it is my aim to win that match. My goal is to win the Champions Trophy. One is, broad, one is aim of the experiment you write. I mean, we never write now probably. We used to write in our days, aim of the experiment, apparatus required, procedure and all. Now ready-made stuff. They come, write the reading, graph sheet, we give marks. We should make them write. Do you make student to write the student practical lab? Otherwise, they don't learn. At least by writing, they, they even makika if they write, it's okay. Something is better than, I mean, at least they reproduce something. So writing is what you should. So there is small difference. Objectives is a modular. That's why you write in your thesis, objective 1 is to achieve this, objective 2 is to achieve this, and limitation of 1. So therefore, objectives are specific. Aim is like vision is aim of this. Objective is the mission. So OBE again speaks about the precise learning. Okay, so I will skip some of them. This is what I was talking. There are 3 ways we can learn, as I said: cognitive, affective, and psychomotor. And today we talk only about the cognitive. So this is, long story, 1956, 70 years ago, almost, the people have found this method, and this is what we were talking. This earlier one, they should call knowledge, comprehension, application, analysis, synthesis, evaluation. But I think slightly things have changed now. The new thinking is remember, understand, apply, analyze, evaluate, create. I saw some, when I go to MBA chairman, I see first semester creative. Analysis. They don't even understand. First year experiment when they're doing, like a share market, analyze this. They have written nicely. Stockholder and stakeholder. So like, they used to take Analysis means, they primitive also they say analysis in the whole context. See, curriculum is developed in such a way that first year subjects gives my engineering knowledge, then design, analysis. They write first year itself all the higher bloom level, physics, chemistry. Yeah.
Based learning in the first year itself. So they
Nothing wrong. You.
were expected to come with required for that project. They initiated from
Nothing wrong, but project again, first year project is different, final year, cornerstone project. In a project, objective can be different. In the project, it need not be very high that time. First semester when they are learning, it can be, need not be analysis and then creativity. So project-based learning means anything that we learn, make it as a project. Problem-based, project-based, experiential-based are techniques. It can be taught in high school also. It can be taught in primary. Now today in CBSE, ICSE, they do activity-based, project-based. So they will give a project where they learn. The parents, most of the time parents do. They go to market, bring and then give. They don't even know. They go show and get the full marks. But idea of the project can be also lower thinking and also so that's a mode. What you said is a mode and it's good. Nothing wrong. Even in the first year, you can make them understand the physics by project based. Give some project where they understand the thermodynamics or the first laws. That's also perfectly all right.
and some foundation should be provided.
Always. That is what you should do. Finally, the first years, yeah. I don't know. You ask them. Shall we break for 10-15 minutes to get a little more energy? She will give you coffee or tea. No coffee, tea you give? See, giving you more energy. E equal to MC square. Good. Yeah, we'll break and then after 15 minutes you will rejoin. It's okay. All of you are feeling comfortable. Very good. Then now my purpose is served.
Okay, online participants, we are breaking for 15 minutes.
And ask them to take virtual coffee.
Yeah, so please have coffee and come back. So we'll be starting again at 11:40. So that should be okay. So have your coffee, come back. We'll be starting at 11:40 sharp. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for joining. So,
Already spoken.
Okay, welcome back after the tea break. So we'll be starting again. We'll be continuing the session from the point where Professor Shri Prakash has left. So we'll be starting from there itself. Online participants, I'm hoping all of you are there back after your coffee. So we are starting back again. Thank you, Professor, for joining us here. And you may continue now. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, thank you. Shall we? Yeah. Yeah, please come. Oh, what I was saying is, remember, understand, these are all low order thinking. Other ones are higher order. That means, all these things therefore I quickly go through. And, when you write your outcome, we can't write the way we want. My student will learn this, that. There are, the reserved words, like your C language, you have words, you have to use only those libraries. So for example, knowledge is your remember, understand, apply, analyze. These words you should use. Okay, this is there, digital Google if you root. So try to use these and write your COs. That you must be doing, I suppose, right? So just quickly, remember means the student will be able to recall and restate. I gave an example, capital of Rajasthan, capital of all the world. That itself complex, and then finally recognize, describe, identify, retrieve, name. These are the words to find out whether student has remembered and all that. How do we make student remember in LKG? Twinkle, twinkle, little star, rhymes the way they do, they remember. In our engineering, we have some methods to remember all the. So, and also, how do we recall them? By any of them, by repeating, label, recall, no. I mean, some of these are things which I am leaving with you, with the organizer, so that you can share. So all of you can, you don't have to make any notes or, there is a scientist called Chadwick. What is his contribution? Nucleus? Nucleus contains what? Proton. Then what revolves? There is one more called neutrino, chargeless. Neutron is a chargeless, no? Chadwick went to a conference. He said, I'm going to give a talk. My notes is free of charge. And he gave all the neutrons to them. Like that, my presentation is free for all the. So remember, you just go through, this will give you some. The second level now is understand. So understand is how to interpret concept. First is having remembered, you have to understand them. Understand, what is the first law of thermodynamics? What is the first law of the significance of the first law of the Newton inertia, or force into. So third, for every action, there is an So each, when you hypothecate, you also have to have that part will concepts understanding will come in the second level of the Bloom. B1, B2, B3. So the question that you set also you should write down. Which level, Bloom level here. I suppose in your question paper, all of you must be writing Bloom level, right? You should, if not. No, you should write in the question paper also. Otherwise, how will I know my question paper will have all level? I do first test. First test is only some 4 weeks. I cannot be asking moon. My questions will be with your pattern of the question paper also should be like that. Expectation, what you teach, what you have done. The first, I see in some course outcome, first itself is, creative. I mean, the word is misunderstood. God creates the world. He thinks he creates everything in the first semester, which we are. So the meaning of those things also are very important that we should be paraphrased. So therefore, understanding level, basically interpreting something, exemplification something, summarizing something, inferring something, These are the phrases that normally we use while doing the understanding of any concepts. So for which, restate, identify, discuss, retell. This, well, question also should have that. I cannot have a question paper, only write a short note on, write a short, that is not a question paper in the outcome-based education. Question also should reflect what level of a bloom that you are setting is important. For which all these word, if you can reorganize something, translate something, this word if you use, then the question paper also looks pretty. Someone audits your question paper, they say yes, there. Question paper should not be in our English language. Bloom taxonomy English language we should be able to follow, because these words are, everyone in the globe, they understand that. Because now everything, question banks are there in the public domain. I don't know whether you the question bank, whether you believe in it or not, but question bank, there are advantages, there are disadvantages too. And question bank, if you want to really, it should be very huge. Like your GRE, every 2 months they conduct exam, no duplication. Level of things, because when you do exam, normalization also is important. I was telling in the morning, no student, intentionally one of the NIT, they skip with reason writing the final exam, because they found that the re-exam is easier. It's not. There are now software where you can create your question of equal difficulty. As I was telling in the morning, question paper I must answer in 2 hours. Do we answer? No. I mean, whether this marks 5 marks in 10 minutes, can you answer? We also should see while giving what is expected. Scheme, do you write scheme for evaluation? You may not, because you only evaluate, no? I don't know the system that you follow. Do you set, you evaluate, or somebody evaluate? Then it's okay. But otherwise, but students should know, scheme. Student also should know, otherwise when they go outside, I wrote, they're not given. Then no, you write a story, they will give marks, they talk. Hey, I wrote only 2 lines, yeah, that's why I got 1 mark. You write, they don't read, they will give marks. I mean, you must have overheard all these, dialogues when you go out in the class. So people see the number of pages that write, but now page is not important. Quantity is not important. Quality, crisp, focused. What you expect from that is what is important. That comprehension is going. The second level is called comprehension. In our days, I don't know, now you don't follow. We used to give a stanza. You have to read that and then answer the question. Are you giving now? Jaldi. So that comprehension, if you go to GRE TOEFL, they will put one video. You have to listen to the video, then answer. That means whether you are comprehending. So that is, she is now writing the question paper for me. No, in the lighter way. I mean, all of you are, don't worry about that. Even otherwise, you'll moderate. What I'm trying to say is comprehension is important. Understanding is whether I have understood. That kind of a question that you should be there. That is how you should philosophically think. Then, there are roles. Each level, when you take Bloom level, remember or understand, apply. There is a 2-part. One is teacher role. Another is student. So demonstrate, listen, questions, compare. These are all the perspective of the teacher. But a student, question when you are giving, you should write, explain this, describe this, outline this, restate this, translate this. The question paper should have these reserved words. That's how we should do. So most of the time we don't. We write the way we think over. We should not be doing that. Now, yeah, please. You can use it. You can use compare or equivalent words. What is equivalent for compare? Differentiate between this cycle to that, this code. That can be used. As long as, you as a teacher should feel the question I am asking is in that Bloom level. Student should feel that, yes, that is what is we have to translate. No, in question you write black B1, B2, B3, B4. So that for you also, while evaluating, you have an idea. That's all. Yes. Yeah, while teaching. Now, first class of your things you should sell. You should also prepare them. This is my course. These are the course objective. This course will have different level. In a unit 1, curriculum also developed like this. In first unit, I am all. No. Also, we should tell. Book itself, it's there. No, say. Correct. That also is there, but you make them clear. When you give a course material in the beginning, you just give one orientation where, this is my course, these are the objectives, so I cover these topics, these are the textbook that I follow. The questions also, when I ask at different level, at different assessment tool, this is what I do. First test I do after 4 weeks. I mean, everything should be given in the upfront. They need not, no surprise should be given. Do surprise test if you want, that's a different thing. But quizzing you can do, role play you can do. You can just say one day I come and then you have to find out. Make a question paper and find out and then give marks. That surprise also you can do. Nothing wrong about it. You don't have to fix date, but range. What I cover, what I do, what you do. IIT Hyderabad, they do modular. If you have 42 hours, they make into 3 different modules. Because they don't want people to remember everything at the end and write. That's another philosophy. Whether good or bad, you decide. See, the new education policy, what it says is, there are 2 types of assessment. One is formative. The other one is summative. And the weightage, what they insist is formative should be more. Summative, in 3 hours to find out everything in the whole semester they learned is not a good technique. That day is not well, that day he cannot do, is not. So idea of the learning in outcome-based education is to, now practical exam you do or don't do. I would say it's not required. 12 weeks, perform them, average them, give them. Term exam, you can delete. What is there on that particular day doesn't work, the experiment doesn't work. That day Kohli scores 0. He's not a bad player. So final exam is, testing everything in 3 hours is not a good technique. Even if you want to do to keep the seriousness, what you should do is give the less weightage. A good timing is 70% what they learnt in the continuous and 30% at the end. That is what, No, NBA will not say. You are boss, you decide your assessment 50-50, 60-40. Some people will say 20 continuous, 80 final. Even autonomous, I am telling, there are states where 20 is for all your test 1, test 2, 5 marks for this, 5 and 80 marks for the end. No. That's yours. That is yours. VTU, for example, in Karnataka, first year physics, there is no lab exam. Because student, when they come from 10+2, they get scared. Why do you fail them? You do 12, seriously, you should do assessment. I will talk about it maybe in another half an hour's time. Rubrics. You have to come out with the rubrics. That is assessment tool. How you assess also, you should tell student. How I assess my theory, how I assess my lab, how I assess my seminar, how I assess my that rubrics, I will talk about it. Then they will be. So there is no mandate from the NBA that even if you don't do final exam, they don't. Whether your assessment methods are right, doing it, they will say. That's yours. Okay. Next, third level is apply. So implement something, you must have said you learned something, then you ask something, implement, carry out, use, execute this program, execute that all comes under the third Bloom level. And translate, manipulate, make, practice, apply, operate. and you can use any of them things. Some of them for engineering, some are for others. You don't have to worry. Some, for other social science also will be there as a generic. So what student can in a teacher role and solve the problems, demonstrate, calculate these, compile these, complete. These are the things that you can find out from the student, whether they can apply the concept that they have learned. So therefore, upfront and next syllabus, you must know in your syllabus, you should feel it and make student to feel. Student, that part is somehow I am emphasizing, because most of them are not doing. Students, leave them. Then the OBE is not there. OBE is successful only when student feels it. Student enjoy. Student, yes, I am a product of this university with outcome-based education. Then you can go do whatever you want wherever you go. Whichever the job he goes, that is what lifelong learning. The 4 years of your learning is okay for you all. I know you can sleep, no problem. No, we don't switch off because scope for. No, I won't give you. I will be watching you always. Don't worry. Now the 4th level, Bloom level, is analyzing. Engineering is always remember, understand, apply, then analyze previous data, who has done like a research. What you do also can be teaching learning. You can so you can compare the study with that study with this. Your research, and then say the previous literature. These are there. Like that kind of a questions, outlining, attributing, structuring, finding out the new. It all can be done in this level. And the questions also, what is the teacher level, what is the student level, and next level is evaluate. So your curriculum also should be developed like that. First semester, second semester, third semester, fourth semester, fifth. Curriculum development is not easy. There should be, people also thesis they write, there is no relation between second chapter, third chapter, third to fourth, fourth to fifth. Isolation, ward, in the hospital, TB, they put a ward very outside the hospital, they disconnects. That should not happen. Object to there, here also I must learn. Therefore, object-based learning is that I must, I'm teaching this whole course. I will give split into some small exercises, call it as what you call test and assignment, quiz, assignment. You can ask them to take 1 month and solve. Nothing wrong. Copy and solve. Give the book and then ask them to solve. No problem. Open book, challenging for both. Teacher is more challenging. And of course, when you give, my students are, sir, close book exam you do, open you do, because no one would. Because the open book will not, any book you give, by the time you said 3 hours will be over. So open book is not an easy, thing. So that for which you should have done exercise over the 4 months. Read many. See, we used to read the books in our days. Now, do you think student will go to library? They read? No. Books, if I go on library, none of them would have borrowed. Just to satisfy some regulatory body, 10 books of this, 10, all books are there in the library, but the survey in Australia says library only 15% books are used. The rest of them, dead investment. At least now you have virtual library. Sit at home and read, but they don't. First when we used to write everything in the class and making notes ourselves, then came Xerox. Then now, they just click it, mobiles. They don't even open that, but they take everything. That time it is interesting, but after that they don't know what is what. Even if I give my slides, they will not help if you don't, what will they help you unless you know what is what. So that, even if you don't read this, after that you will forget. So therefore, you should be able to correlate that. Now evaluate, what kind of a question that you can ask is, compare, critics, argues, decide, select, justify this, all those kind of a thing that you can. So participation is required in the evaluation. So evaluation, you can give same problem to the group for different groups. Same problem, let us see the solutions can be of different. You can, so that is where the challenge comes for a teach. So creative, what course that you teach can give creative? None of the course. Creative can be through your project. My project that I give student, so creative cannot be in any core subject that we teach. See, your curriculum will have foundation course, basic science, basic engineering, then you do your core. Yeah. No, my opinion, if you want to, so mechanical engineer, they should be taught all the relevant thermodynamics, the things which they use. Yeah, maybe, for example, your, what is that? Heat and mass transfer or the Carnot. What is relevant, they should teach. What is happening in the physics, they teach what they want. None of these things will be useful to your engineering. So we in our curriculum, first year subject is not related to second year. Students say, why should I study? Remove chemistry, remove physics. Why should I? See, there should be a subject. Engineering science means, see, physics is different. Applied physics is different. Engineering physics is different. In India, we have created one institute called IIEST. It was a engineering BESU. Before BESU, it was a college. Bengal Engineering College has become a Bengal Engineering University. Then Ministry has made IIEST. What is IIEST? Indian Institute of Engineering Science. So what is happening in engineering is we teach physics, chemistry, but what we should teach is engineering physics, engineering chemistry. Each of those which are relevant to the engineering. Therefore, problem with our board of study. Board of studies also work in isolation. Physics board of studies is separate, chemistry is separate. All the first year, there should be a common mathematics also. Linear algebra, differential equation, or all the Fouriers. Anything you teach should have relevance to your engineering. Civil engineers require differently. Electronics engineer, what mathematics there. So common mathematics is different. Applied mathematicians are here. We are saved. They won't accept this. Pure mathematics and applied mathematics. Now IASC started mathematics, but now we have called it as applied mathematics. There is no pure mathematics is required, but fluid dynamics. Fluid dynamics is CFD, computational fluid. Everything that we teach, there is an application. Network theory, electrical. So what we should be doing is, that is not happening. That is why curriculum design is a very complex problem, but we make it very simple. 2 meetings a year, give them good lunch, ratify everything. Curriculum, semester syllabus is approved. Result approved. Okay, all done. That is not. You have to have a focal thing workshops. I want to revamp my curriculum means what? See, you should go, but see, curriculum, there are 2 ways. One is top down, another is bottom up. Top down design is okay. Implementation has to be bottom up, no? So what real curriculum design, if you want to do, what is my course out? You go from bottom, not from the top. That means this is my program. The objective of the program is this. To achieve this object, I must this subject. This subject objective should be this. Then outcomes of this. Then you write down, to achieve this outcome, this is the topic that I should. Then you put them in order. So there's a huge time required to revamp the curriculum. I don't know when your curriculums were revamped. 23. But you have to do a lot of effort before that. You have to see. So then, people see, you should become role model to others. So then, you should enjoy why I'm teaching this. Now, many syllabus we teach, there's no application. Many things we teach, we now relevance. So all those things should be part of the curriculum. I will not get into that discussion now. So therefore, curriculum, what are the foundation course? That is important. No? Without foundation, then the whole thing will collapse. So therefore, the subject like why I am introducing physics, what is the purpose, what topic, they X-ray, I mean laser, whatever they want, the physics teacher has done, they will teach. Even if you teach laser, 1 hour you teach what laser is, how do you produce, what is the laser application. Laser is being used even in medicine for the, okay, what is that, surgery. So then laser is used for in mechanical, for, the cutting. So laser application we should tell. X-ray application should tell. What is MRI? What is nuclear resonance? So the that is not happening perhaps. So your first year student, first year teacher should be part of this. I don't know where the coordinator is. No, zero mathematics. Why? Voluntary. Why did you make voluntary? When you go for accreditation, 10 years of which earlier, 7 plus 3. So first year chairman of the committee looks at the first year objective, first year faculty. When they talk, no, we don't know outcome-based education, they say your accreditation get affected. So optional, you should not write in bracket optional. Physics, anybody physics? See, where is physics? Zero. Zero. Mechanical, management. Who teaches your economics? Management? No, you have to teach one subject, economics and management for a graduate attribute. Who teaches? Who is that person? Not here. So, these are the weakness that I found. Take it in a lighter way, I'm telling. No, the engineering is capsule of everything. And now engineering knowledge is one of the graduate attribute. Then where? So that itself is an issue. Ethics, individual, teamwork. English teacher is not there. They also should. Otherwise, when a committee comes, they will not. So they will say, we were not made part, we gave option, we did not. We don't know. That should not happen. Communication, who gives all that? They are the one communication tool. You give domain knowledge, somebody else give, all those people also should be. Humanities also is important. That is not important. Anyway, correct it next time. So this is what, design, formulate, plan, modify, create, propose. These things comes in the creative. The project that you give should lead to that. So project means what? Anything you implement is project. Project also should have objective, whether you have to assess them. Project is a very kind of, I will come to that anyway. I will postpone this. In the next part, I will talk about how do we form, how do we make, how do we assess. That is very interesting, in fact, project assessment. Okay, so this should have been avoided. A bad teacher. We should never do that in the presentation, line by line. So a good teacher makes the thing even when you don't want to. That is what a good teacher is, according to teaching thinking. Okay. So all of you, this all I will review. I know how to put question. This helps you in setting the question paper. How do we do? What do we use? All those things in different levels. So this I will not go into the detail. This will help you setting the good question papers. Okay. So now what is the final outcome? Learning outcomes are statements. Our intention about what student, we should not write graduate. We should not use the word student. Graduates should know, understand, be able to do with their knowledge when they have graduated. After graduation also, So that is the purpose of the whole OBE and Brooks. So who contributes for student learning now? Faculty, of course, without faculty, nothing happens. Tutors, which we don't use in our context so much. In American, all the teaching assistants they take. And here you have to take 90 students, 92 assignment you have to check. Any student? Is there? Very good. Then lab assistants, then, so many stakeholders should help you. Peers. Now, teaching. Now, I want to ask you, you teach, supplement with co-teaching? You understand what is co-teaching is? What is co-teaching? Huh? That is not co-teaching. No, an industry man of 40 hours, he can also teach case studies of 3 hours. Or both teacher are available in the last 3-4 hours, interact. Co-teaching is where both you as well as the industry or R&D or other person, like an adjunct professor, here you have a concept for adjunct professor. Adjunct professor and you stand with the student same? No. He is independently teaching, you are independently teaching, then that mixing is not happening. Co-teaching is where your knowledge with the other thing should happen. So therefore, when you design 3rd year, 4th year syllabus, you have professional elective. Make sure that professional elective, 10% of them are taught by the industry people. Someone belongs to your domain, wherever, whatever, whomever thing. Maybe mechanical, you can find people from, Siemens, maybe from Bosch. Industry partner, industry people, if they don't bring, always the India, our students are not industry ready. We can't make every industry ready, but at least gaps should be minimum. Your board of studies got industry partner, your industry advisory board, they ask them to also give their resource person to teach. Online also they can teach. So that should be part of your course file. Your course file, when you write, you with your co-teacher, he also should be there. Now, project, internship, you understand? What is internship? Going out of this university, do somewhere else is internship. Yes or no? Internship, what is the participation of the teacher? What is the purpose of the internship? Is it internship different from project? Projects and interchangeable. And if you give option to student, they choose the easy one. I am from Orissa, I will go there, my fund is there, I will get a certificate. Industry means the teacher also should find an industry where you also should go once visit during the internship. One assessment should happen with you there, another internship, that person should come here also. You have assessment when you do different level, one assessment, other man should, so there should be a giant guide. Then there, everything should happen. Even internship and project should go to hand in hand. What project is different, internship is different. You have both are related or not related. See, you have verticals, no? You have verticals created. Mechanical can have design, manufacturing, and thermal. Okay, so when you ask the student to take 5-6, you have some credits. You have minor degree concept. So then they have to take some, anything you study 18 credit, you don't give minor. Minor degree is given for mechanical engineering major. Minor can be data science, minor can be computer science, minor can be maybe whatever they think that the student should know. Then his employability goes up. Today, a mechanical engineer also need to know some computer science. So you prepare your minors that way. Honors is in your domain. Honors you have? That is vertical. Minors are different, verticals are different. See, your verticals is for your student. Minor that you give is for others. robotic, that can be minor. So those minors, the industry people also should teach. Industry people also should give project. So the seminar, internship, minor, major should be a cluster where a group of faculty should do. Then that multidisciplinary, your NEP, maybe in the last part I will cover. The multidisciplinary comes only that. Otherwise I will become domain expert. So your drone will not go up. Your robo will not work. AI and robo. I mean, now today technologies are coming with multiple, things. So therefore, at least across. So for which what you should do, your 4 student is always from your department. Is correct or wrong? Are you mixing student? I want one computer, one electronics, two mechanical. Possible. It should happen. Not all. 10-20% student can do something they want to build. Mix, and guide can be more than one. Guide can be from outside thing. All those things, if it happens, then it broadens your horizon, broadens your perspective, employability goes up, and so on. Okay, so this is what it says. Learning outcome is lesson plan or whatever will lead to learning outcome unit. A lesson one day, what I teach, 40 hours of that will become some units, some 10 hours, 5 units can comprise one thing. Then later that becomes a course. So all of us know, what is department, what is program, what is course. Each course will have course outcome. Each course will have course objective. So one lesson, group of lesson will be made units. Units will become a course, and then you write down in an academic program why I am studying that. What is the outcome of that program? Program, educational objective. Then intended learning outcome of the institution. That is your university. University also, has got some vision. Now, anybody attempted to read your vision? In the morning, I asked, what is the vision of LNMIIT? No, I never tried. Google it now. That you should know. Because vision is you are all author for that vision. Even if you joined yesterday, you should read that and then you should part of that. Because the institute has got some vision. India has got some vision. ISRO has got vision. At home also we'll have some vision. My boy should do BTech. My boy, my son should do medical. Then parents will not think. I asked yesterday, call that I got from USA, 2 years, 2 months. What do you want to become? Doctor. 2 years, 2 years. So whether that little girl become doctor or not, but at least we don't know. Even BTech, what do you want to do after BTech? They won't tell. Why did you join MTech? They don't tell. After MTech, what do you do? They don't tell. I will cross the river as and when it comes. That's not. What is it? Read. Some of you read. Yeah, those who have laptops or Google. No, vision of the university. No, there's one more vision also. Vision should be only one. Okay, read. All of you read. Vision or mission? This vision. Anybody would read, can make out. Very long. Say, I want to create globally accepted technical manpower. Or you write where you also should not open and read like that. You want to create technocrat. You want to create top. Something you should How do you do? What are your missions? No, when you come to NBA, next question ask you is when this vision was written. Read first mission. Then okay, third. That is mission. Then okay. Okay. So you need to write a thesis to understand this. You should see, mission also good teaching, learning, good research, good innovation, good industry interaction. That's all crisp. The bulleted. You should not be text. By looking at it, they should do. So that I think when was it written? They will ask you when was it written. Then you have to revisit, and also they will ask you who has approved. See, vision is you debate. You means the time over there. You should send it to all the stakeholders, get their input, pass in your BOS, pass in your academic council, pass in your BOG, all these things. That means we accepted, we move towards it. That's called vision. So that you have to abide by that. That is, I think, is not revisited at all. At least NBA, my suggestion is you do before submitting your SAR, have some process in place, write down some 3-4 versions, send it to all the stakeholders, employers, alumni, get their input, crisp it, you record it, keep it. There's nothing wrong. You don't read this. As a friend, I'm telling, I'm not in any of your body, but suggestion is they are pretty old, and also you should focus is missing. So you can spend 1/2 a day brainstorm. We did it. Each one can write, each one can present in the department, come out with something. You look at others also, nothing wrong, and come very word which everybody understand. Your students should understand. Have you understood? Then that's not a vision. I think my suggestion, at least in this workshop, is to revisit the mission statement. In the next, committee will visit in 2-3 months. That time you have this process in place. Write down, send it, get it, put it in a circulation in BOS, circulation in this. No news is good news. If they don't reply, it's okay, accepted that what you have. But have the process in place, then you write, and in today's context you write, and otherwise don't use all adjectives. It's not very difficult to. I will make global technocrats. It's not possible. Easy to write. So do whatever, high quality technical education. So high adjectives don't use, which are not achievable. It's not in our hand. So please visit that as a thing. That's my suggestion. I leave it here. So here, this is what you should do. Delivery goes like this. Design goes in opposite. So your curriculum, design, top down, delivery, bottom up. That is what I was mentioning. So goal, broad, learning outcomes, specific, all these things what is outcome, goal, morning I was asking, these are the certain differences. Okay. So maybe we can look at one course outcome. They are realistic and measurable. Your vision cannot be measured. Mission cannot be measured. POs cannot be measured. There are broad statements. But what is measurable is your course outcomes. What is course? Theory is a course, practical is a course, seminar is a course, whatever, the internship is a course, project is a course. Each course should have its own assessment tool. Theory can be different, practical can be different, seminar can be different. How do you do seminar assessment? What is the rubrics? Hmm. Hmm.
Food. Inviting all the students to.
Now, 4 students do the project. How do you evaluate them? Most of the time I say all 4 should get same marks. Do they deserve to get same marks, or do they? How do you differentiate students? They are supposed to contribute everything. When 4 students, they divide, they work. At the end, all of them should own it. When you go to a company, he did it, he did it. Finally, a product, when it comes, all of you should. Now, student conveniently, one who is good in speaking, he will come and present. One who is good in writing, he will write. One good in managing all the marketing, he will do. Finally, everybody will get 4 marks. That is not assessment. Agree with me? You should say, you should call, you start your presentation. After 5 minutes, stop, you come. Do you do? All of them should know everything. Huh? No, no, student decides most of the time. That is not assignment. Smart guy will come and stand there. It should be random. Okay, you start. I would have come prepared that fellow to start, but you ask randomly somebody else, then then you know the real truth. Then you can find out the marks can be different for different people. Now, project, how do you evaluate? Group, one team, or each project is one group? In a department, 60 students, 15 projects. How do you evaluate 15 projects? Same committee will look at everybody. Then next question, how do you normalize? One can be liberal, one can be tough. How do you do it? Then it's not a fair assessment, say. Yeah, but 8 to another 8. So that's also not fair. This is what the committee will look for and ask for. Then good student may get less marks, other student may get more marks. And number 1. Number 2, the project complexity also varies. Some may be design project, some may be only database, how do you again normalize? So what is solution? You should categorize. If you have some 20 project, you cluster them. One group should, the common group should be made. Otherwise, students will get are the losers. One project may be simple problem. Another project, you cannot compare. Comparing is also difficult. So especially undergraduate projects, you have to be very careful. Because student, they may lose the grade because of that. Everyone gets same grade? No, one set of group should be with one committee. Then at least normalization happens. Now 60 students are there, that 4 students each, 15 project should be with one group evaluation, so that it get normal.
On the department.
You can do. whatever.
This department, they may be the domain for
Yeah, to that. Now, what is the role of the guide, project guide? What is this portion? Huh? No. If you have 100 marks, what is the weightage that you give for guide? Or 0 or... Is there any set rule? They'll ask. Yeah, tell if you are following what is the guides? No, if there are committees consist of how many? 4 means 25 each, 5 means 20 each. Then you average it. Guide also should give his view. Yes or no? I know one of the members, so he also gives 20 or 25 depending upon that. No, what we call in NBA this is called process. You should have a process manual. When we interact now, each faculty will talk differently when the committee comes. Then it shows nothing is happening. I mean, you may be doing, but that point of time, many answers. Here also I could collect single way of assessing. So that should happen. So what my request is, a process manual should be written. How theories are evaluated, how the practical, seminar, internship, project, that uniformity should be. That ensures the student, your assessment, integrity and normalization. I mean, it's out of context, but still, yeah, that is called reforms. Correct. So, in fact, there are systems where guide marks are not taken. It is biased always. What is there to add or subtract? Remove it and then take others also. Now, guide cannot write badly. No, they say, but he is also party if he writes. No, he may be biased. A student is not listening to him, he is not a good, he may bias also. No, your pattern, your design, redesign. See, assessment is done outside, na? Guide is part of that. See, thesis will send to the others. Why? Guide also can write. In IASC, guide is also writes. Guide has rejected one thesis also. Then in a Senate, we said, as a guide, I have to forward. I forwarded, but his work is not adequate for PhD. He wrote. Anyway, it is a very rare case. So what I'm saying is, you can make it impartial. You can make it, so that, people will say, oh, that's the best system of assessment. Think over. I'm just food for thought. You decide what the best methodology. Okay. Tell me. Yeah, please. BT. You don't have to write CO. Which? No. You define how you assess. That's all. No, what else? If there are different projects, we'll have different outcomes. That is not a purpose. If I take theory is fixed. Students are here mobile. So I personally feel for a project there is no outcome. Each project will have its own outcome. So don't write the outcome as a project. No, you just now made a statement for BTech project. What do I write as CO? Project you can. Assessment you can do, not as an outcome. Each project will have outcome, na? That is okay. You can do. Why? That is why what you should do. Okay, I'll come to that. If you want, I will just preempt and then again repeat, ask the question. You know, course outcome, how many are there? 1 dozen. Major 5. Program outcome. I'm not asking course outcomes. Now this 12 is for all the 1,000 institutions in the country. Then there is a program specific outcome, PSO. How do you write PSO? How do you? What is your, I mean, how did you write? So okay, now your department, what is PSO1? Yeah, this is a workshop, no? Tell me. Because PSO you write only 2. You are the author. You tell. What is 1? PSO1, PSO2, PSO3. Is it really program specific outcome? It is there in program outcome. What is program outcome? First, engineering knowledge. Second, design. Third, analysis. Fourth, solving the complex problem. Fifth one, modern tool. Ethics, individual teamwork, right? Society and sustainability, managerial, maybe lifelong. How many of you can repeat this 12 now? Then it's not OBE. I am from IIC. I never taught BTech. I don't know what NBA is. I am telling. You should be able to tell. Nothing. Very easy. Engineering knowledge is required. Physics, whatever you teach, that should come from the first year. As a student of engineering, design is required. Analysis is required. He has to solve the complex problems, case studies and things. Then modern tool. Everything cannot be in your institution. He goes for internship. He goes for a project. He learns from other tools in the, you know. So these 5 are pillar. Anything your theory, practical, seminar, all these things you should be able to finally COP your map, no? How do you map if you don't know what they are? So you should get a feel. I course, this is giving me this outcome, this outcome. You should have. You know, one faculty writes, all the 12 are attained. Then you only one course you give and give degree. So curriculum design will have connotation. PSO when you write, you have faculty profile you have to take. The project last 3 years you have done, you have to take. Domain, I mean, you know, suppose the project you have done on some area, that can be a PSO. So PSO is like a PO if you write, what is the use? That's also PO. Design, generic. That is more specific than course outcome. PO. PSO. PSOs, you have to, what is second PSO? How can that be? What PSO for what? Listen. PSO for, you read the PSO too. Read. Is achievable at all? It's not. BTech students should give this. You should, you know, they should publish. Maybe 1 or 2 publish. I'm not saying, but you have to take the whole, in totality, all the BTech students. So what achievable BTech level you should write? 3. Is outcome? No. Specific outcome. My student in BTech electronics read 40 courses. Cluster the courses, verticals. Give project in that, internship in that, seminar in that, come out with something, some publication comes, some giant conference. See what I think you might not have been exposed to. That is why I'm not blaming. This is the problem in not you, everywhere in India. Okay, yeah, you want to read yours? Yes, you are eager to read. No, let us see. Tell the program. Came here. Tell, right, read. Hmm. What is not? Nothing is left. Manufacturing design, thermal, everything. Is it doable? Okay. How do you map it? Impossible. You have to attain, no? How do you attain this? No, that becomes approximation. Anyway, it's okay. Anyway, my title giving was good. Philosophy of OBE, and I said, what is some second one? Yeah. I'm enjoying. No, this is called workshop. Why are we here? Otherwise, keep on, lecturing will not help you. At least this will help you to correct yourself. Second. Read, just listen. No, our young team from mechanical took a challenge to read. So, give me a round of applause. Read. Delete that first. Because, no. That cannot be a program outcome. Specific. They are all measurable. You cannot measure. Yeah, read. Please. No, they are like a mission statements or POs. POs can be program educational objectives are broader, no? Broad statement. They are broad. What you are writing, all the three are broad. Specific. Program specific. LNMIT, mechanical engineering, you have faculty, you have thermal, you have manufacturing, you have this, and what you have, you have to see the competency, expertise, and you have to cluster. When you are doing PSO, you have to cluster the group. Let us say electronics, communication, embedded. So the group courses should lead to that. Now tell me, your PSO1, which courses are leading? Every course. Then that is not PSO. You got it? PSO, I was telling few minutes ago, vertical. You are good in some vertical. Publications are good, projects are good, your course contents are good, your industry interaction is good, internship. That you cluster. PSO is written by you. POs are written by the NBA. That is, you are mapping for all the 40 core. PSOs are yours. How you write PSO? That is a basic problem. I just told one faculty says PO1 to PO12 all are attained in my course. Sir, I teach some physics. I teach some design. I teach some analysis. Modern, everything is ethics. How can it be? Any course that I do, in the first time when I'm teaching, some 2-3 can map. And next time I should, with difficulty, increase one more. If someone is, they stick to everything. There is some problem in understanding. Oh, yes. Why not? Then the question will ask, why this course at all? Now, one PO. Otherwise, your writing is wrong. So, now, yeah. Not required. You can cluster them three, all the 4 into 2 groups and write. But you have to have substantial evidences. See, accreditation, evidences are required. What are the evidence for this? Good internship. Suppose communication, embedded, some domains are there, but project should have been given. Course, advanced course should have been there. MOOC course should have been there in the basket. See, you have to also see some student should gain from there. Suppose there is a cluster, nothing has happened, it can be a PSO. Outcome, students, attainment, how do you do? PSO also have to attain, na? Isn't it? PSO, out of PO, you write yours, where you are strong in LNM IIT, right? So you should also have, is it project or internship or seminar or my thing that led to that also you should write. 2 only you can write, you don't have to 3, but you write where you possibly can attain and show evidence. Now, how are you showing evidence? First one, design, manufacturing, thermal, everything you written. But in some area, your faculty expertise is there, some projects are given, some research, that you should write. Otherwise, you can't map at all. Yeah. No. When you have 4 verticals, there will be 4, 5 courses on thermal, 4, 5 courses on manufacturing or design. Cluster them, and those 4 courses should lead to that. One PSO. The PSO that write, the cluster of the course or the project that you have done last 3 years should lead to that. Some product must have come out, some publication must have come out, something, or national event, some students participated in one. You can write. PSOs can change every 2 years, 3 years. It is not like 10 years, 20 years. Because curriculum, when you write, see, this is the design of the curriculum. Curriculum design 2023, when you are doing, you did not take things into cognizant. All are in isolation. Your NBA is in isolation, curriculum design is in isolation, teaching is in isolation, assessment is in isolation, graduation is isolation. All of them holistically you have to bring together. That is called outcome-based education. I think I should have come on the first day. I made a mistake because I was busy. Otherwise, I took. Then, even if I come, I don't know the subsequent, what happened. First of all, 40-hour capsule is too high for you. You should have a different point of time. Have 1 or 2 days, do something after 15 days or a month, you should do. See, 40 hours sitting, how much you can absorb? At least I'm talking philosophically like this. Others, I don't know. I mean, I don't want to comment. They may do just prepare something and then do. I want to speak next 2 hours without any slide. Because I mean, my experience. So what I'm saying is 10 days is too much. Organizers are bad. You can say in slots. This month, Saturday, Sunday, April, May, Saturday. You slot the same thing. You could have slotted over that. Why not? Why not? Sundays also you should come if you have to learn. Yeah, read. No, let me move. You come back. I am coming back to this, all these things again. Okay. Now, at least now you see, first is gather the evidences. Whenever there is accreditation, when you talk, you have to have evidences. You have to show committee when it comes the proper evidences. Without evidence, there is no outcome-based education. Isn't it? So, interpret the evidence, then implement the change. See, accreditation, 3 years data, first year you taught, first time. You are teaching that subject second time. What do? You should write down. I taught, I put my target, I achieved, I want to increase my target. How do? You have to write down. Next, I put at attainment of 60%, but maybe I could not attain. Why you would not attain? Is question paper problem or student problem or my problem or curriculum? Something will be reasoning you have to find out. And you have to correct it in the next time when you teach. Are you developing the course file like that? Each one is independent. Each semester is independent. That is not outcome-based education. So that is, when you say outcome-based education, you should have continuity. But now, do you write at the end of the semester? Do you sit and analyze? You are not doing. You should analyze. Did we achieve? See, you only write now your objectives. Attainment you write. Analysis of the attainment should be part of the BOS, which we are not doing. Not you, nobody is doing. Who put the target? Now I will ask open question to all of you. You write attainment 3 to 1. Yes or no? What is 3? What is highest? Okay, high, medium, low. What is high according to your definition of mechanical? Yeah, you have to define high. No, one of you, you tell. Yeah, tell. What is now? No, decide is different. What is decided in mechanical?
For example,
No, listen, the statement.
inquiring more than 60% marks that particular course given
70, 60, 30. Okay, what you are trying to, I will interpret to others. Okay, now, who decides 3 to 1? You. Nobody will tell. How we decide? Quality of the student, quality of the. So, I would say attainment 100% means what? All my student. Passing is attainment? May not be. Getting first class is attainment? You have to decide. So, maybe, probably one institution defines like this. 3 is nothing but in a class, 60% of the student scoring 70 and above is 3. 60 to 70, 2. 50 to 60, 3. You can write like that. Let's say if you return, you do your assessment, you find whether you 3 to 1 you write. Now you have not attained any 3. What is the meaning? That you have to write. Isn't it? Attainment is your definition. What you define in mechanical is different. What you define in your, depending upon the quality of, you should write down. So, for example, in electronics, what is 3? No, this is for whole university same. Humanity, course to course. Who decides? Instructor decides. So, what is action he takes if he doesn't attain? And who looks after? So, there is an NBA coordinator in the department. What is his role? Say, first you have to write the process manual. Process, if you don't write, what is ISO? Write what you do. Do what you write. You got the statement? Who writes? I write. I do the, what is SOP? A pilot, when he goes, do this, he sits plain. Pilot doesn't do anything. Everything is automated. It's a big driver, that's all. At least driver is difficult. He has to negotiate and he also do. I'm not saying degrading. So process of you can't take a chance in the air. So there, the process is written. Everything is not green. If this is there, they write down like your process manual is missing here. NBA process manual you have to write down. How visions were written, how missions were written, how do you think, what is the process? And how you write the course outcome, what is the process, how do you attach? Process manual is not there. If process manual is not there, each one will talk in different language. And when committee comes, then they understand how OBE is not in place. Every one of us should have a process. Go to hospital, ICU, there's a process. Anything you go, process if it is not there, instead of a brake, if you apply accelerator, what will happen? That is accident is happening here. ABC. What is ABC? If it gets a change, disaster. That is what is happening. No, see, as a elderly man, I mean, I'm just talking the facts because I've seen these last 15 years. But correction you have to do. I repeat, practicing, you have to do 4, 5, 6 semester practicing, then we should go for accreditation. They're asking, I'm going, you cannot go. Accident will happen. And you can't create 3 years data today. Let me tell you. If you create, you cannot depend. Isn't it? You write some file where that faculty is not there, who is not in this institute. No, they will go and see whether he was in the row, he was getting a, cross check can be done. Because people are also, what I'm trying is, you don't do that, but, we have to be, integrity is important. So, identify the quote outcome. This process you have not done. Assessment spiral, 3 things, you plan, execute, monitor. Plan, execute. Have you, any process in place? That's the process. Plan this, complete the semester, execution is done, then you find out at the end. And that, frankly, not you, nobody does that. That's the problem. They come only on that 3rd year before submission, before going to war. Get all your weapons, get ready. That is the issue with. If ISRO does that, all the flights will. ISRO cannot do that. Procedures. If something is there, they don't even take off. Postpone. Yeah. See, because of the Chandrayaan-1, when we learnt a lot. Fail means first attempt to learn. Then we could go to the South Pole. Our rover started, that was, we have to learn from. So outcome-based education, we have to learn from the previous year. So same course last 3 years, all of you must be giving. Are you building up the course files? Different course files, same course file. Suppose your teacher is changed, what do? Every semester different. These are course file. No, first you taught. What do you write at the end? You have to write. Your inferences you have to write. No, I taught this course. These are my attainment. I could not attain. Therefore, I do this step. I have not, if I have attained, therefore I want to increase. That 70 can go to 75, 60 can go to 65. That process, 3 years you should do yourself. Yeah, course file should be passed on to him. There is no copyright. You have to, if you take other course, that man, if he's teaching, should give you that course. If 2 people are taking, single course file you should maintain. No, I teach, I maintain, you teach half course, that's not course file. What is a course file according to you? A course file, what is the first page? Vision of the university, mission of the university, program educational objective, then course outcome, PSOs, then you have to write your curriculum, lesson plan, all your assignment, then first test, second test, question paper, final exam, then good question answer, you have to pick 3, 1 good, 1 medium, all this should be part of it. It can be even soft copy, it may not be hard copy. Soft copy, you should keep it. So that is why process you should write down. What is the content? Each one is now, whatever you want, you must be writing. Is there any process? That's the problem. That also is important. Yeah, right. At least every day you see that. Yeah, you should write so that at least then you ask like that, we can and revisit anyway. Visions are too broad. Too long. You look at it before the committee visit. You can revisit all of them and. Okay, so as 5 minutes I will take. Is okay. then we'll break, then start at 2. Huh? There are two types of direct assessment, indirect assessment, you understand. What you do test, they're all direct. Indirect is survey from employer, from alumni. Those inputs are called. So what is your percentage? When they ask, you should be able to tell. What is your direct assessment percentage? 80, 20. So then you have to take both together for attainment. Are you doing in your course file? You should check. 80% weightage for direct, where all these things are done, and 20% survey. Every course. Huh? Portfolios is that only, this thing. That's a portfolio. A file is a portfolio. The course is course portfolio. Like a ministers are given portfolio, na? Health minister, like that. This is a portfolio. That course file is a portfolio, basically. Indirect you can take depending upon your course outcomes. The employer will take some job in something, cannot do everything. Indirect is not for each course. It's difficult. They will not know. Indirect assessment is, let's say, employer. You can ask generally. Design, you have a design? You have designed the questionnaire for employer? So, most of we take feedback. We don't complete the loop. They would have said something. Quality, 5, all say good. All of they say, that's not a, you have to say quality, quantitative statements. Those things also are important. Yeah. Just give me 2 minutes and then we will. No, my 1 hour has taken 3 hours. Next I can, okay. Okay, this, I will cover it in the second one. Okay. So finally, just to 1 minute, when you want to write your, what should I say, program objective, program educational objective, keep 4 or 5 points in your mind. One is preparation. How do we prepare our UG student? Second one, competence. Core competence, what we give. Third, breadth, because UG programs are all, what we give is more breadth. Then professionalism, the skill, attitude, then learning environment, the lab. So this you should keep in mind to write. Let's see how you have written after lunch. Not after lunch. I know you eager to read, but we will do that after lunch. So this is a bird's eye view of what all I said. Program outcome, all of you should keep in mind these bullet words. What is first program outcome? Second, third, 4, 5. These 5, most of the courses, the direct assessment gets mapped. These are all lighter. Engineering and society. If you want to attain some project that you give, water, energy, and some, some societal, you should map with that. So there may not be a direct course in your curriculum to map this, some of them. So first 5, your course design would have taken care of. Next one, sustainability. SDG, afternoon I will, spend time. So, goals. And then ethics. What do you do? How do you measure? Think over lunch. I see, one course. Then individual teamwork. Project is for teamwork. Individually, some assignment you can, somewhere you have to map it. Then communication. First year English, how to think ability, course that they do, also they should map. And also spoken, they have some course on spoken, some different, you would have. Is missing, no, mathematics is missing. Then project management finance, one course that you give, product it is economical, how do we know? Some kind of an assessment they do, life learning. Okay. So this take photograph, ear. Anyone who's, then only my course I can map. Okay. Here, matrix, everything they should do it, which is not possible to do. So just to give an example, if you write a course, you should write your outcomes using these words: apply, classify, define. They will tell the bloom level. You must be doing this. And like that, in another course that they do fluid, they write down like that. Then it can go on for many courses. And finally, what is assessment? What is evaluation? You should know. Test 1 is assessment. Test 2 is so any tools that you use, their assessment. Combine all the tool and then you give a grade. That is called evaluation. I get S grade after the combination of all the assessment tool. It will give you evaluation. So therefore, input based, we are moving to outcome based. That is the difference. Is what. So this is finally. Of course, I could have put one small dot here, which is vision, mission, POs, POs, COs. One more is missing. So there, here, PSO should come. If someone knows a drawing, you can prepare yourself. One PSO also, you put it. No. This is assessment. Is a teacher. They are students. His challenge is he has given a question. Assignment. First assignment is assignment number 1. All of you go and climb the tree. So the bird went on the top and got 5 out of 5. The elephant could not even go. He got 0 marks. Is it a fair assessment? So therefore, you have to see all the students are not same. Monkey can climb, some to 3rd level, some to 2nd level, some to. So my assessment tool, I must design keeping the student into mind, in our fold. If I know, I expect to know is different. What can student learn from us is what you should keep in the. Okay, so this is how the things are developed. This is, I'll go through this all. So this is a continuous, quality check. Define, implement, monitor, measure, and otherwise cycle is not completed. So this process, I think is missing, and you must create and you must do. This I thought of doing in 1 hour. It took 3 sessions. So next I will do. Thank you very much.
There is a small query from the online participant. Dr. Prasad is asking, sir, do we need to have alumni employer surveys?
Yes.
Is that required while
very
designing
much.
the curriculum for autonomous colleges?
Everybody, autonomous or affiliate or university, 20% of the weightage should be given while attaining. For indirect. Indirect means from other stakeholder, employer, alumni, from others, you have to take, it's mandatory.
Okay. So is there anything else, Dr. Prasad, you would like to say? Okay.
Any other?
No, that's all. If there are no questions, then we would be breaking for the lunch, and
2 o'clock.
sharp 2 o'clock we are starting back, because Sir has to catch a flight just after 4 o'clock. He'll be, or maybe before that, he would like to leave from the 3:30 around. So sharp 2 o'clock we are starting back today. Short time for the lunch, but I think that should be okay.
Not short board?
2 o'clock there, I think. Yes.
Mechanical engineers are very smart.
Okay. Yes, sir.